Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel, Mr. Loons, and today we are doing Game Week 5 of the Barclays Premier League, and we're going to start off on the 30th of August, and it's going to be Crystal Palace who are home against Brentford. I'm going to say 2-0 to Crystal Palace. Now, Brentford obviously having a very good start, but they recently lost to Fulham and only drew against Everton. And actually I did predict Brentford and Everton exactly right, which was my first ever exactly right prediction. It's been quite a bad few weeks for me, but I think I did much better last week. We'll get on that to the end of the video. But Crystal Palace have a great side. They're home. They're knocking on the door against City. They were winning 2-1 for a time, and they're absolute great. Eze, Zaha, again, week in, week out, I always say it, great combination. And against Brentford, who lost to Fulham, and I think Crystal Palace are better than Fulham. So for that, I think they are winning this quite comfortably against Brentford. I think Brentford are going to be in a relegation battle. I think they're still a great side, great manager, but I think away against Crystal Palace, they're not going to have a chance, in my opinion. Moving on to the next game, at Fulham home against Brighton and Hove Albion, and I'm going to say a 0-0 draw. Now Fulham having a great start, obviously their first loss, which is away against Arsenal. To be fair, they were doing very well against Arsenal. They took the lead, looking very nicely. They've had a great start to the season. 2-0 draw against Liverpool, 0-0 draw against Wolves. But they dominated all those games. They also managed to get a win against Brentford, which is quite a tight 3-2 win, and it's a win. All their games have been very tight, and they've really shown the pressing ability that they've got. I think Brighton, they seem to get the most clean sheets, so I think it's going to be a clean sheet. And Fulham have already gotten a 0-0 draw this season. Brighton have also got a 0-0 draw this season. But really, Brighton just about winning 1-0 against Leeds. They've been playing very, very well. Obviously, winning against Man United. When they drew 0-0 against Newcastle, they absolutely dominated. But here, I think they're away. They're not going to have the home advantage. So I don't think they're going to be able to sneak in a goal. But really, I would say it's going to be a clean sheet, for both teams. Brighton, they seem to always have low scoring, and they get most of the time 0-0 results. Fulham, great pressing. Obviously Mitrovic, I think he might turn up this game, but he didn't turn up one of the games this season against Wolves, and it was a 0-0 draw, so don't know why it can't be a 0-0 draw here. Moving on to the next game, Southampton, who are home against Chelsea. I'm going to say 3-1 to Chelsea. Now, Southampton having a great game against Manchester United, unfortunate loss. They were all over them, I'm pretty sure, near the end. I mean, chances left, right and centre. In fact, I thought they were going to score. They should have scored 2 at the end there. They should be winning that. But really, at the moment, they've played against Tottenham Hotspurs, lost 4-1. Played against Manchester United, lost 1-0. They seem to be playing all right against what you would call the top 6 teams. But they're not getting the results. That's the only problem. And for that, I think Chelsea, they're going to be wanting to absolutely batter Southampton. After 3-0 loss against Leeds, obviously a couple of red cards in quick succession. I don't know if Koulibaly's going to be back, but it's definitely, if he is, he's going to help that defence massively. And Sterling creating all those chances. And really, Southampton might be cream crackered, because it was only a couple of days ago that they actually played. They played Manchester United, and Chelsea, they're top quality team. They probably have enough stamina to go in this game and play much better. Southampton are not going to have enough stamina, and Chelsea will win it. Moving on, Leeds United, who are home at Ellen Road against Everton. Has to be a win here for Leeds. 2-1 to Leeds United. I think it's going to be a tight affair, but the Ellen Road crowd will definitely boost them. And the energy from Brendan Aronson, absolutely amazing. Jack Harrison can cross the ball in. Brendan Aronson can keep in pressure. They're pressing, the way they do high pressing. The only problem is they might leave a gap at the back. They didn't against Chelsea. I think they might against Everton, because Gray and Gordon are two good players. But again, no strikers for Everton, so they're going to find it hard to score more than 1 goal this game. But Ellen Road, Leeds United, they won 3-0 against Chelsea. Doesn't matter about the 1-0 loss against Brighton. Newcastle didn't perform against Brighton. Leeds didn't, so it's alright there at Ellen Road. They should be winning this game 2-1. But I still think it's going to be tight, after Everton did get a tight draw against Brentford. Moving on the 31st of August, new day, AFC Bournemouth at the Vitality Stadium at their home ground against Wolverhampton Wanderers. I'm going to say it's going to be Wolverhampton Wanderers' first win, 2-1. And after Bournemouth, obviously, shockingly, losing 9-0 against Liverpool. Well, Liverpool were just too good for them. They look like a League One club. They didn't look good at all throughout. No one performed at all. But here, at home, and Wolves aren't in their greatest of form. They got a point against Newcastle, which was a very good point. Obviously unlucky that Newcastle got a late minute goal. Wolves, they've got a good defence, that's all I can say. I think Bournemouth are going to be fighting as much as possible. After 9-0 loss, they're going to be fighting so much. But I just think Wolves have a overall better side. I think Bournemouth are going down, so for that, and Wolves haven't got their first win yet, so it's coming this game, 2-1 to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Moving on, Manchester City, who are home against Nottingham Forest. I'm going to say 4-0 to Manchester City. I think really it's going to be a walk in the park for City. You know, Nottingham Forest had a hard game against Spurs. They were at their home ground. I thought there would be a draw. I thought because they have their home ground, they can hold on. You know, they hold on against West Ham, but they didn't against Spurs. So for that, especially now they're away, and Man City managed to come back against Crystal Palace and win 4-2, and Man City are home. They got more stamina. Nottingham Forest are going to probably be cream crackered. I think it's going to be an easy walk in the park for City, 4-0. Moving on, Arsenal, who are home against Aston Villa. I'm going to say it's going to be another walk in the park for Arsenal, 3-0 to Arsenal. I think really Aston Villa going away against Arsenal, who managed to beat Fulham, who are unbeaten in the first 3 games. Arsenal are unbeaten and won all their games. They're going to keep up the form, especially home here against a side that lost to Bournemouth 2-0, played absolutely terrible. They lost to West Ham, when West Ham scored their first goal. They didn't even score a goal, West Ham. They lost all their games and they lose against them. I don't think they've got a chance really here, especially away against Arsenal. The way Arsenal are playing, absolutely brilliant. You know, Gabriel Jesus, a great attacker. Martin Odegaard, great. You know, Ramsdale, great goalie, so I think it'll be a clean sheet. Walk in the park for Arsenal. Moving on, West Ham United, who are home against Tottenham Hotspur. And I'm going to predict this one a shocker 1-1 draw. West Ham got a 1-0 win away against Aston Villa, which is quite good, especially away. And really, that at home, I'm pretty sure they're a London club, same as Spurs, so I don't have the home advantage really work for them. But there might be more fans for West Ham, there probably will be. But a 1-1 draw, really. To be honest, Spurs, they drew 2-2 against Chelsea, which was just about drawing 2-2. They won 2-0 comfortably against Forest away. But really, West Ham, they're a better team than Forest. Spurs are going to be surprised. And I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. I think West Ham, after the win, they're going to, you know, that's bolstered their confidence to go in and try and get something from this game. But Spurs, don't get it past me. I think if there was going to be a winner here, it would be Spurs. But I'm just going to go for a boring 1-1 draw. Moving on to the next game, Liverpool, who are at Anfield. Obviously, a great 9-0 win over Bournemouth. They're against Newcastle United, which are my favourite team, Newcastle. I'm going to go for 2-1 to Liverpool. Now, in my opinion, this could be a draw. They might be a bit biased, but I think it's going to be a close affair. I don't think Liverpool are away from their bad form. You know, no Diego Jota, no Nunes. I don't know if Nunes is going to be back from his suspension after headbutting that player a couple of games ago. But the 9-0 win against Bournemouth, you know, it's just because Liverpool are way better. They've got way better qualities. But against Newcastle are doing very well. 3-3 draw against Manchester City. They dominated Wolves, but only got a point. Just about got a point right at the end. Alan St. Maximin at the 90th minute. You know, which, you know, that's another score I got correct as well. Exactly correct, which was good. That's a lot of points for me when it comes to predictions. But Liverpool, they're at Anfield. They're going to be very happy. You know, but I think their bad form isn't quite away. So Newcastle could be knocking on the door. You know, especially with that side. You know, they've signed Isaac. He didn't play last game against Wolves, but maybe he might be making his debut here. Obviously, Callum Wilson is a great striker. I would say he's Premier League quality and a very good striker. He can probably bang in around 16 goals. But he's injured, so they bring in Isaac, which is a great signing temporarily. You know, and I think, you know, it's going to be a very tight game because Liverpool's bad form and Newcastle drawing against City just kind of puts me on it that maybe I should have went for a draw. But at Anfield, I think that's why Liverpool are going to win. And because Newcastle, when they're away, they don't really get the results. But we'll see what happens. Moving on to a whole new day once again. 1st of September, Leicester City are at their home ground facing Manchester United. And I'm going to say 2-1 to Leicester City. Now, Man United obviously getting 2 wins in their past 2 games after a shocking 4-0 loss against Brentford and a 2-1 loss against Brighton. But here, they're away. They only just about won against Southampton. Some people could say Southampton deserved the win. Or at least something from that game. I don't think they're away from their bad form. Because Liverpool weren't performing well, they got a win. Southampton, they weren't really one of the big clubs. So they managed to scrape a win. Man United did very well defensively. But Leicester, they do play well at the start of the game, but usually bottle it. But I'm going to say it's going to turn around. They're last. They're going to be thinking, why are we last? And they're going to turn things around. To be honest, if they made a couple more signings, I'll be much more confident with this. But I think it's going to be quite a close affair. They're going to be able to capitalise on Man United's bad form. So I think there's going to be a win. That will be the end of my predictions. But before we do anything, we're going to talk about my predictions. Now, last week, I did manage to secure 9 points out of 20 points, which was my best week. The week before, I did get 6 points, but this is my best week by far, which I'm very happy about, getting 2 exact results, which is Newcastle United versus Wolverhampton Wanderers drawing 1-1, Brentford and Everton drawing 1-1. And I only got 3 results where I only got 0 points, and that was Brighton, Leeds, Aston Villa, West Ham, and Nottingham Forest and Spurs. You know, I probably should have really predicted Spurs to win that. It probably wasn't an obvious win, but I thought a lot of shocker results were here. That will be the end of my video though. Hopefully you can like and subscribe, and always remember to turn on notifications so you don't miss one of my fantastic YouTube videos. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.